Welcome to the Pew.
Welcome to the Pew.
Hey.
Hey, with the Pew with Scotto.
Our special guest this whole week.
The whole week.
Yeah.
A whole week
Aren't
with
I
Scotto.
Reminiscing.
Aren't we all lucky?
And new stuff too.
New stuff too.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you off the bat is last night's party.
Oh my God! I didn't go.
It was so good.
I slept like 2 hours, but yeah, we were really lucky. I got a call from Rob G over in Europe to do the Boiler Room with Frankie Bones. So I booked Keoki right away, and they booked me to do visuals and to be the opening DJ. And we did the live broadcast, and the Boiler Room, boilerroom.tv. The show is looping probably for a week or two. So you can tune in and hear some great music, and there's about 50 to 200,000 people that tune into Boiler Room TV when they do those broadcasts. It's like the new thing. It's like the dance show, like the Club MTV of the new internet generation. So
That's what I asked you guys. I said, is this like Club MTV, like the new Club MTV?
Yeah, it wasn't really like that Club MTV though, because it's not like they're doing close-ups of girls on go-go boxes.
Well, and it was commercial music. This has actually got street cred,
right? It's underground,
music-wise, and a buzz. A lot of hipsters and stuff.
The party took place at Cameo last night in Williamsburg, and it was part of the Brooklyn Electronic Music Fest. And I think it was Keoki and Frankie Bones and
Love and Logic.
Love and Logic
DJ
were
Scotto
awesome.
and my friend Strike Stone.
You were playing.
Out.
Yeah, you were playing when I walked in.
I got to see pictures when they came home.
And the variety of the music was really good because Love and Logic's set was they were really channeling the old early 90s, late 80s house vibe, which was so much fun.
With some new
I got to hear about that
with
later.
New original stuff. It was great. My only complaint about that place is that it's very small.
Well, they like that intimate vibe for that boiler. It makes it harder to get in. And
that's what I heard.
The crowd and that way it's like authentic, and it really was an amazing vibe. I mean, I'm exhausted from the late night.
I'm pretty tired.
A full night's sleep.
Although I left around 2:45. This is the third year in a row I've gone to the Brooklyn Electronic Music Festival, and it's really worth it. But this party I thought was the best party I've been to in the past 3 years.
Oh wow, yeah, Keoki was amazing as always. So,
all right, well we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back.
Bye.
And now a word from our sponsor.
What's in, what's out, what it's all about. I know what the kids are like. What's good, what's bad.
Welcome back to the Pew.
Okay,
We're
you
back.
don't get to talk. Poor Michael doesn't get to
I'm
talk
not allowed
on
to
the
talk.
pew.
I've been accused of butting in and screaming over and talking over people and everything else and sitting up close to the camera to get more FaceTime in and everything. So I'm not allowed to talk. Ernie says I'm not allowed to talk, so I'm not going to talk. We won't hear a peep out of me today.
Well, so far neither I or Scotto have said
You won't
anything.
hear a peep out of me.
You're not allowed to talk.
If you don't want to hear me talk, you're not going to hear me talk. You only have to tell me once not to talk, and I won't talk. It's not like I'm going to keep on talking.
Well, on to Scotto. What have you been up to these days?
some things never
Peep
change.
from me.
Well, I'm really blessed because obviously I came to New York in the early '80s and met a lot of great people. And
Like who?
Like
Who's the first person you met?
first person was you and James.
Oh, me.
Yes. And that was
So
at the
in a
World.
way-
At the World.
So in a way,
And somehow they convinced me to strip
Take off all
down to
your
my
clothes.
underwear, and they taped $1 and $5 and $10 bills all over me, put me in a shopping cart, and pushed me out into the club, at Celebrity Club at the World.
and after the club,
And there was like, I've never had so many hands like all over me, like.
But weren't you all
long-
bloody and scratched?
Probably.
At the end?
And
Yeah,
after
my
the
balls
club-
were sore too. Everyone was grabbing everything.
We pushed you to the streets of the East Village naked in a shopping
I
cart.
don't remember that.
Then
I don't remember that.
6 o'clock in the morning.
But well, and we've had a long history, and then you of course really blew up with your movement and Red Zone and fishing for dollars, Red Zone over the balcony with dollars on a fishing string, and then we did the whole Disco 2000 thing. It really took off, and then I left Limelight and went to NASA, and then fast forward 20 more years, and I stopped being a promoter and producer as much and started DJing, and I've been really blessed to be able to tour all over the world. Last year I was in Singapore living there and producing a big festival and with the Singapore Tourism Board and Formula One Grand Prix, and got
You
to do
lived
all
there,
the
right?
yeah, I lived
You
there.
lived
It was
in
really
Singapore?
fun. It was
Lived or
I
lived?
lived there.
He lived
last,
there?
all last
He
year.
lived last year.
And it was really
I remember
fun,
the
really,
photos.
yeah, and touring and playing, and I'm
I
like
didn't-
DJing in Vietnam, and like, well, who would have thought I would ever do it? And then of course last night, playing on Boiler Room and last week at Pasha, and it's just really, really so blessed, and we're all really blessed.
How would you describe your DJ sound?
Well, I started off, we were producing the Party Monster 2011 tour, and I was opening for Keoki, and at the time dubstep was new and hot, and the younger kids were into it. So I would play like dubstep and that kind of college music, and then open for Keoki. It really complemented each other's styles, and then.
Well, and also,
but now I'm playing more house.
You knew when you were working with Keoki at Disco 2000, you were doing the lighting.
I was doing the lighting, right?
Keoki did the lighting because you knew the record so well. You could match the lighting with the record, which really made a huge difference. Yeah, it made a huge difference. You could tell that the person who did lighting knew the songs.
So I still love doing lighting, but I love DJing even more, and it's a right fit, and it's always fun to play with Keoki, and of course Dimitri came with us from Delight on the Pasha show, and that was this thing, and it was
Masquerade.
It's going to show up backwards for some reason. I don't know why that happens, but
it's our topsy-turvy world.
Masquerade.com.
We have a viewer's question for Scott.
Oh yeah,
the viewers want to know.
Really? Yes. A question for me.
Peter Eric Harlow would like to know. How do you feel about DJs spinning CDs today opposed to the traditional vinyl like it was in the olden days?
It's a great question. The technology now is just amazing. We can just, I have a USB stick with 64 gigs, my whole music library, and just boop, right in. I mean, the old days, one of the first times I got to travel to Europe was as carrying records for Richard Vasquez, The Choice.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, a lot of work just to carry records and check them in.
Did you have sex with him?
No.
No, Did he ever try to have sex with you?
No. Richard's a gentleman.
I remember hurting my back at Disco 2000 helping Keoki bring records from our house to the club, so I don't miss the fact that DJs don't play vinyl.
But when boys carry records for you, you made them sleep with you, didn't you?
Wait a minute now. This is turning into a Wheel of Hepatitis Project X scandal. Do you remember
more on that in the next episode.
But yes, the technology now is amazing. We also have like sound, we have line array systems, and we have all the new lighting technology and LEDs that are more energy efficient. So all in all, the technology is beneficial. I mean, 25 years ago, we would never dreamed of being able to do our own broadcasts like this.
Right.
And it's a great way to communicate with fans all over the world.
I think we dreamed about it, but we never thought it would really happen.
Well, and it's here, and it's we have these smartphones now, and it's like everything's right here. It's amazing, and we'll get into that in another day's show. Yes. But what we're going to talk.
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Wrapping it up. Ernie says we got to go.
Bye.
Bye.